and gentlemen, good evening and thank you for tuning in to Canal Algérie's nightly news to the headlines. The President of the Republic congratulates the star of Benac for their rise to the first professional league in a tweet. Intense diplomatic activity by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the national community abroad in New York, and the UN Secretary General praises Algeria's pivotal role in the stability and development of the region while meeting with the Algerian Foreign Minister. We cover the arrival of the first group of Algerian pilgrims to the holy site of Islam, warmly welcomed by the Algerian mission. The National Caravan, a young person and an idea dedicated to the discovery and the support of young project holders, makes a stop in France at the Grand Mosque of Paris, where debates are held for the exchange of experiences and expertise. In sports, USM Algiers are fully ready for the final of the African Confederation Cup against Young Africans Club. Welcome again. First off, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, congratulated the football team, the Star of Benac, in a tweet that reads, "Congratulations to the Star of Benac on the decisive climb to the first professional football league. I wish you all the best, inshallah," concluded the President of the Republic. As a reminder, Benac Star has climbed to the first professional league for the Center-West Group after a victory over their guest Mustaganem Hope with a 0-0 at the 30th and last round. Still with football, but this time at a continental level, after a very good performance in the first leg in Tanzania, beating the local team of Young Africans 2-1, Sosta's squad is getting ready for the D-Day, willing to play the last 90 minutes left of the game with seriousness and win the long-awaited African Cup this Saturday at the 5th of July Stadium. Good luck to our team. On a working session with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the national community abroad, Ahmed Attaf, in New York, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressed his satisfaction regarding the meetings he had with the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, and what he noticed from commitment to promote the role of the United Nations in the multilateral work facing the current challenges. Additionally, Guterres praised the role of Algerian diplomacy in the stability of both Libya and Mali, as well as the active contribution in boosting the objectives of sustainable development in the region and in the continent. This meeting comes within the framework of the working visit by Ahmed Attaf to the headquarters of the UN in New York, pursuant to the instructions of the President of the Republic. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and the national community abroad, Ahmed Attaf, held talks with the head of the UN Development Programme, Achim Steiner. Both parties reviewed the cooperation between Algeria and the UNPD, as well as the development prospect of these relations, in light of the priorities defined by Algeria and national development and supporting it in the Sahel region. Discussions also revolved around the energy transition and its promising prospects in Algeria. The first group of Algerian pilgrims arrived at the holy site of Islam to perform the rituals of Al-Hajj. They were welcomed by the Algerian mission, which is at their service. The efforts made by the authorities for this exceptional season have brought the number of pilgrims to more than 41,000. Report by Ahmed Khairuddin, taken up by Rania Al-Bahri.
Dates and flowers to welcome this first group of Algerian pilgrims who arrived at the holy places. A dream come true for these pilgrims ready for the fulfillment of the fifth pillar of Islam. We arrived very well. God has realized our dream. I wish you to realize it too. We are well taken care of, like every year. We thank the Algerian delegation for the warm welcome. I'm so happy. It's a dream come true. And to guarantee the comfort of pilgrims, all the necessary measures have been taken, whether for accommodation or for medical care. I would like to thank everyone who accompanied us from the airport to here. We arrived safely. This season is exceptional because the number of pilgrims greatly exceeds that of last year. This time we recorded more than 40,000 pilgrims. Everything has been put in place for the smooth running of the Hajj season. We have several groups of companions who are members of our mission available to pilgrims in Mecca, Medina and Jeddah. Members of the Algerian Hajj mission in Medina are working in a coordinated framework to iron out any short-term problems that may arise as flights continue from various airports in the country to Medina and Jeddah over the next few days.
Algeria is determined to support students in the process of implementing their project. Case in point, Mouloud Memory University in Tizi Ouzou with no less than 85 startup projects. Here's Sabrin Tefrginit.
Nowadays, developing new startup initiatives is the unwavering part of students' creative spirit, nourished by the tangible state's efforts towards this promising sector. In Tizi Ouzou, Mouloud Memory University, 85 startup projects are already being implemented, and we took a look on some of them. Our project allows the license plate detection, analysis, and compression in real time, which permits us to have a database that will be used later. We are hailing the state support for the concretization of our projects. Our wish is to implement our projects thanks to our diplomas and the knowledge we collected over the years. The next step for their projects at the end of the year is to obtain labels and patents. One of the most important mechanisms implemented in this sector, the financing and the training for the acceleration of universities' digitization process. We've came across innovative projects in various fields, which is crucial for the national economy. We've also witnessed good mastery of technology.
We
will support and accompany these young students to help them create their own businesses and startups.
10 startups in Mouloud Memory University in Tizi Ouzou have already obtained their innovation patent, waiting to be introduced into the market and bring the added value for the local economy.
In the same context, and after being launched more than 1 year ago in Algeria, the National Caravan Un Jeune Une Idée, or One Young Person An Idea, dedicated to discovering and supporting young people with ideas, made a stopover in France at the Grand Mosque of Paris, a step that aspires to bring out and promote the Algerian entrepreneurs of tomorrow. Conferences, debates, and presentations on legal and administrative means to concretize their projects were held. عفاف بالهوشات رانيا البحري.
This is the story of an idea born in Algeria and made its way beyond our geographical borders. Launched in December 2021, the National Caravan, A Young Person and an Idea, arrives in France and more precisely in Paris, carried out by the children of Algerian diaspora. We had the idea during an observatory last November, where I encountered the national coordinator and the initiator of the idea, Anis Ben Tayyib. We discussed, we tried to find something for the children of the diaspora, and we say, why not bring the caravan here to Paris and then to other cities? This conference, led by experts and business leaders, this first edition has taken in charge the idea and explored the legal and administrative means to concretize it into a project. This is an open meeting in which we talked about all the topics related to economic aspects and the facilities available in our country, and also an invitation to these young people to take the initiative to establish micro-enterprises and startups. Speakers representing mixed academic and professional backgrounds and have benefited from training in both countries. As a young student, I encourage you to get into entrepreneurship. We have many training organizations in Algeria that will allow you to perform in this domain. A first edition sponsored by the Great Mosque of Paris with the ambition to attract young national skills in France. We even have other projects between the organizers of the caravan and the Great Mosque of Paris, but in any case, the goal is to help these young people who are full of talents and energy to be able to carry out their projects. Another mission for the organizers is to make Paris a starting point for an international caravan of a young person and an idea.
Pierre Audin, the son of the friend of the Algerian Revolution, Maurice Audin, was buried in Paris in the presence of the ambassador of Algeria to France, Said Moussi, and many of the late's close ones and friends of the revolution who supported the fair Algerian cause alongside Maurice and others. The Judicial Police Department of the Security Services of the province of Tamanrasset, in coordination with the Central Service for Combating Organized Crime, managed this week to thwart an attempt to smuggle more than 11 tons of electrical cables and more than 12 tons of food, destined for smuggling by a criminal network consisting of 20 people, including 11 foreigners. The investigation with the suspects revealed the details of the criminal scheme pursued by members of this network, which results to collecting and storing huge quantities of electrical cables in a warehouse in the industrial zone in the city of Riba in the capital, to be transported by a private transport company to be assembled in Tamanrasset and to later be taken into a warehouse in Ain Gizem for the purpose of smuggling it to neighboring countries across the southern borders. The searches of warehouses and barns exploited by members of the criminal network in Algiers, Tamanrasset and Ain Gizem, as well as the company's headquarters, enabled the arrest of 20 people, including the head manager of the network, with a seizure of more than 11 tons, 1,600 meters of copper cables, more than 12 tons of semolina flour and foodstuffs, 3 trucks, and a sum of money estimated at 137,750,000 centimes and 37 grams of gold. The suspects were brought before the prosecutor at the Tamanrasset court on Thursday for the felony of smuggling within the framework of an international organized criminal group and serious harm to the national economy, non-billing, and tax evasion. Internationally, the Security Council supported the continued UN presence in Sudan and the renewal of this mission to support the transition in the country. This comes in a time where clashes renewed between the army and the rapid support forces across the capital, Khartoum. In Morocco, the Moroccan Association for Human Rights stressed that Al Makhzen regime is launching an unprecedented attack on human rights activists, not to mention the exploitation of the judicial system to attack the political opposition. Calls continue to participate in the national protest march against the crisis in the country, scheduled for Sunday in Casablanca, to denounce the dramatic rise in prices, the attack on rights, and the attack on freedoms of the opposition. And we end with equestrianism that is gradually attracting more social categories. Its enthusiasts agree on the mental and physical benefits of this unique activity, as we will see in this report of Rina Lerari, taken up by Sabine Tafilginit.
Surrounded only by nature and horses and surely away from the city and its unbearable noises, these people chose to spend a quality time in this equestrian center.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Lina.
It's been 4 years now since I've been practicing horse riding. My family inspired me to do it. I really hope that one day I'll be a great horsewoman.
Nous proposons des cours d'initiation pour les enfants.
We offer introductory courses for kids above the age of 3 years old and then a series of training sessions that fits all age categories. We also offer horse riding strolls for amateurs, including kids.
Aussi bien pour les enfants que pour les adultes.
And to get ready for competitions like Ilyes, special trainings awarded with diplomas are being introduced. And for that, several instructors accompany them in their journey to ensure the best training sessions. I love animals, especially horses. It's been 4 years now since I've started horse riding. I've had my first degree and now improving my skills to participate in competitions. The first step consists of preparing our athletes for their first degree. They'll obtain its special diploma and then I'll supervise them to improve their skills to participate in competitions. Creating a special bond between the athlete and the horse embodies the beauty and the uniqueness of this discipline that welcomes people from all ages.
The end of the bulletin. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to the technicians and journalists behind the bulletin. Good night.